One should not do any slight wrong that the wise might censure. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Morning, friends. So we are continuing with our Karaniya Metta. It starts out here. We've gone through the 15 steps of kind of giving the Buddha giving the ideal of how we should live, being obedient, gentle, humble, easy to support, etc. Iceland. Yeah, you can. I don't know if I can give it to you. I'm on my phone, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to give to you. Are you on our Discord server or not? What I'll do is I'll at the end, let me finish this because we're at the end. There's only these few lines to think about, and then I'll see about posting it. All right. So one should not do any slight wrong which the wise might censure. This is a very important thing. So that there's always this concept in the suttas of thinking about and bouncing your ideas and your perceptions off beings who you feel to be wise, right? Beings who you feel that you can trust, right? Who are wise beings, not foolish beings, right? And so this is part of that. If wise people, a large variety of people who you consider to be wise, all pretty much have a consensus about doing something that's unskillful, and it's at least something worth checking out. It's at least something worth, well, maybe they're right. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean they're always right, right? Because we're not dealing with arahants. But it's better to kind of keep that mind of saying, like, well, these people I consider to be wise. Now this is different. This is not learned, right? This is not educated. This is not, oh, they're very learned, educated people. No, this is wise, right? People who act skillfully in the world. People who have a track record of doing wise things and having wise responses to the world, right? Beings like that, right? So pretty much everyone who is a practitioner who has had insight into this Dhamma would never denounce somebody following the 5 precepts, right? Everybody approves of people following the 5 precepts, right? This is an example of which the wise approves, right? Killing and stealing and sexual misconduct and lying is never approved by wise people, by wise beings, right? So this is an example of this. And so then we get into the first lines of metta here in our Karaniya Metta Sutta. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings be happy and secure. All right, this is something, very basic lines of metta. May all beings, why? All beings seek happiness, or at least their version of happiness, right? Like, our version of happiness has a few different things, and like a dung beetle's version of happiness is hanging out in the dung, right? We're all kind of programmed to try to maximize our pleasure, maximize our happiness, and minimize our suffering. Right? All beings, even lowly little beings. That's what we are. We all want to be happy and secure, safe, not worried about, in nature, nature doesn't care about your happiness and your security. Especially if you're really in nature and not kind of secluded from it like we have here, where we have buildings and electricity and heating and air and all these kind of things. Nature doesn't care, right? One day you're alive, the next day you're eaten, right? This is how things are. But beings don't like being eaten. Beings want to be happy, content, and secure, right? And so that we wish, well, may all beings have happy minds. That's where the happiness comes from, not external. That's where the security comes from the mind. Nothing external can truly give us happiness and security. How can it? In a world that is impermanent, unstable, undependable, how can any person, anything, any experience based in the world give us this happiness and security? Can't. Has to come from within. Has to come from our own practice, our own development of wisdom and insight. Has to come within it. So we wish, may all beings have happy minds. Of course, we know that this is not to be, there's many places in the suttas where the Buddha will say something and he goes, this is not to be had by wishing. Right? You can't just wish, may I have a happy mind. And then magically a happy mind occurs. That's not how it works. You have to work for it. Practicing lots of metta is working for a happy mind. Right? Practicing abandoning unskillful negative mind states and habits and building up, cultivating skillful mind states and habits, that also sets the groundwork for a happy mind. Right? This is the idea. You have to put in the work for that happy mind. It just doesn't magically appear. You have to set the causes and conditions for it. When you set the causes and conditions, just like a farmer sows the field, puts down the fertilizer, waters, puts up the scarecrow so that the plants, the animals don't eat it, these kind of things. Those are all conditions for that plant to grow. You have to set the conditions for your mind to be happy. Nobody else can do it for you, not even the Buddha. Nothing external can do it for you. Only you can do it. So friends, this is the Buddha's message today, to set the conditions for a happy mind. And of course, have good, warm-hearted feelings that all beings also do so. Right? In the Kanda Parita, the one of the lines is, may all beings know what is good. Right? May all beings know what is good and practice in that way. So friends, I wish you a very spiritually successful and peaceful day. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy. Practice well and be well. See you tomorrow.